cover an interview. It is the first step that you take when you are approaching an organization for a potential employment. And thus, of course, you need to give certain details about yourself so that they could find you approachable. So a resume is a document which would let the organization know more about you, your educational qualifications, your work experience, and so on and so forth. Ma'am, next slide, please. I would take you through the types of resumes very quickly. Of course, we'll be focusing on the resume that suits you as freshers the best. So, the first one is a functional resume. It highlights the skills first and then focuses on your work history. It is usually useful for candidates who have gaps in their work history. They are re entering the workforce after a sabbatical, say a pregnancy leave, and it is also used for people who have been changing their jobs very frequently. So if you are also looking for a shift in career, say from marketing you want to switch into HR, so of course this is the type of resume that you should be building up. Next, ma'am. Aarti, ma'am, next. Yeah. Chronological resume, like the word itself says, chronological means it's in a particular order. So in this case, it is in the order of your work and it is in the reverse order. So latest place where you have worked and then going backwards in time. It is useful for highlighting development of work done. It brings out the skills which can be scanned through by just a glance. It highlights distinguished ex-employers. So if you have worked at a place which is very renowned, very well known, so it will be helpful to list it down in a chronological manner. Ma'am, next one. Now, this is the one which is most commonly used, and this is the one which we are going to be discussing the most in today's session. It is a combination resume which basically caters to both functional and chronological needs. It lists down your qualification, your skills, your professional experience in the reverse order, and you also have few additional sections. It is widely used format of resume, like I already said, and it is useful for freshers as well as experienced candidates. So this is the one which we are looking at today, a combination resume. Ma'am, the next one. Now I have, ma'am, 1 second, back. Now I have come up with 10 commandments. Commandments are the basic thumb rules that you need to follow when you are writing down a successful resume. So these are the 10 points that would help you. So of course, if you want to take it down, you may do so. Ma'am, thanks. Thanks. Next one. Yeah. A structured layout. The layout should be bifurcated into neat sections. Now, what do I mean by this? It is said that a resume goes through a 6 seconds rule. Now, what is a 6 seconds rule? The person who is reading your resume basically glances at your resume for about 6 seconds. That's it. So, you need to structure it in such a format that it is readable. The highlighted points are the points that needs to be highlighted um, are the first ones that a person would be drawing their attention towards. Yes. So the sections could be like your header, your summary, your objective, your academic information, your work experience, your personal dossier, that is your personal details. The layout should be clear, readable, correctly aligned, and also make use of white spaces. White spaces, now can you see a little, even in this slide itself, can you see that after every paragraph, I have left a little bit of white space so that it is easily readable? Yes. Ma'am, I would like you to go to the Word documents, the incorrect one, the incorrect Word document. Aarti ma'am. No, Aarti ma'am, the incorrect Word document, please.
Just a minute, Adisha.
Yes. I have prepared an incorrect format, all right, so that you can for yourself see the alignment that I'm talking about. Now, most of them forget to align the document. Now, a structured layout is possible only if your document is properly aligned. So, alignment is the key for a proper readable document. Now, we all are aware of the basic three alignments, the left, the center, and the right. But what you forget is the last one, which is called as justified alignment. Your document should always be justified, be it a formal letter, be it your resume. Any formal document that you are preparing has to be aligned in a justified manner. Yes. Ma'am, can you please zoom it or something? Or students could also zoom it for that matter. Yeah, a little less, a little less. Yes. So, like you can see, the right side of your document, the words are not properly aligned. See, the last letter is AC, and then the next line goes a little slant. Yes, the finibus thing goes a little slant. Now, if you see, ma'am, can you put the pointer towards the justified alignment? Uh, can you put your mouse towards the justified alignment? Just put it there up. It's all right. Just show them what is justified. Yes. Can you see the fourth one? The fourth one is justified alignment. Yes. So there is the left alignment, the center alignment, and the right, and then the last one is justified. So your document needs to be aligned. Yes, that is justified. Ma'am, can we have the correct document now so that we can see? All right. Can you please scroll down a little? Can you please scroll down a little? Okay, so I have inserted a table also in the incorrect document. Now the table, the last column of the table is also going way beyond the other paragraphs. So the paragraphs are ending here and the table is going way outside. So this is not how you should insert a table. Even if you're inserting a table for educational qualifications or for your work experience, you need to see to it that even the table is in the proper order. uh, Ideally, the page needs a 1 inch gap on four sides. So that could be your area of. Ma'am, is this the align one? Yes. So can you see the last letters DIAM, DIAM? They are all in a straight line. They fall in the straight line because this entire document is justified. Ma'am, we'll go back to the slide. Did you see it? But did you see it, all of you? Yes, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. This is a very tiny, tiny mistake that most of the people uh, they end up missing it out. So we don't want to do that. Always remember any document that they are doing, any formal letter, any email that you're writing, you need to see to it that it is justified. Ma'am, the first one. Yes, thank you. Next comes the font styles. Now, I have actually used the different font styles. These are the most professional, the most formal looking fonts that you need to use while writing your resume. So it could be Calibri, it could be Georgia, Arial, Times New Roman, of course, the most commonly used one, and Trebuchet, MS. The ideal size, the font size needs to be around 10 to 12. because it needs to be readable, right? Ma'am, the next one. Thank you. Minding your language. Now, this is again a very, very important part of your resume. You need to make sure that there are no spelling errors or grammatical mistakes in your resume. Extremely important because it leads to a very bad impression if there are spelling mistakes or typing mistakes also in your resume. So, what you can do is you can read and reread it again so that all the errors can be corrected. Next, you could also ask your friend or an acquaintance to proofread it so that probably if you miss out on something, somebody else can correct it for you. You need to address the resume to the correct person. Address means whom are you submitting it to the HR of the organization, yes, or to a specific person. If you know the name of the person, you need to address it to that person. Now, avoid using abbreviations and do not use text language. You cannot use the SMS or the whatever WhatsApp language. You cannot use short forms. For obvious reasons, it is a very formal document. Ma'am, the next one. Highlights. Now, you need to highlight your accomplishments. You need to use certain relevant keywords that would focus. For example, you can give your hard skills like whatever technical knowledge you possess or accounting proficiency. So, if you're good at accounts, you need to highlight your plus point. It could be your soft skills also. You could highlight soft skills are again very important for any organization when they are looking out for an employee. They will look at your soft skills also. Soft skills would of course include your interpersonal skills, your communication skills, your persuasion skills, and so on and so forth. Be honest and authentic about your skills and achievements. You cannot just write anything that you have not accomplished. You cannot write about certain achievements that you have not actually gotten. Yes, ma'am, the next one. Thank you. Now, content is the king. So, we've seen it in movies, we've seen it everywhere. The content matters. You cannot write things that are irrelevant. Yes. So, of course, if you have a job description available, you need to read it first of all so that you need to match whether you are well qualified, you are having the right skills for the job that they are looking for, the job that is being advertised. Yes, so you have to read the job description. Will you be able to cope up with it? Next is, in your resume you need to echo the words and the phrases that are used in the job description. अब जब आप job description read करते हो तो कुछ वर्ड्स कुछ phrases होंगे, तो एक काम कर सकते हो that you can repeat those words in your resume. You can incorporate that from the job description into your resume so that the person, when the person is reading the resume, they can match that. Okay, हमने ये job description दिया था, सामने वाले ने अपने resume में ये words use किए हैं. That means, there is a matching concept over here. So things are matching up, they are adding up. Yes. You could avoid using generic words. You can make use of thesaurus. Yani ki, I have required skills. Now, what skills? You need to give little details. I have communication skills. I have persuasive skills. Or I have the required linguistic skills. So, any type of skill, just don't use generic that I possess the required skills. Now, this is a very generic thing. You can use thesaurus also. Thesaurus means it's a feature in dictionary where you can have alternative words. Yes, so you can use alternative words for being skillful also. Now, in absence of a job description, if you do not have a particular job description, you could skim through the LinkedIn profiles of the company's employees, the goals and missions of the companies which are present on the website. Now, if you're looking at very well established companies, they will definitely have a official website. So you can have a look at it. Of course, before we did have a lot of sessions on all of this, that you need to read about the company that you're applying for. Ma'am, the next one. Thank you. Customization. Again, a very crucial point. People forget this. People absolutely forget this. Your resume needs to be customized. That is a must. Now, why customization? Obviously, as per the job description, that is the very first thing. Now, updated it just 2 days back, but it is important that you read it again so that if you are applying to a new organization, yes, you have a understanding of what is required in this new organization and what is there in your resume. So you can make small changes according to the job description if you have any. Yes, the resume needs to be up to date. Now, suppose you continue your job for 2 years and then you look out for a change in job. You cannot use the Purana resume. You can never use a resume which is dated 2 years back. Yes, you have to update it. Of course, you worked for these 2 years. You need to update that details. You must have learned some skills in these 2 years. You have to add up those skills also in your resume. Yes. The last one is make the use of a cover letter if required. We'll see what a cover letter is in the further slides. Ma'am, next, please. Now, these are few brownie points. I call them brownie points. It means it can add up to your resume. It can make your resume stand out. The first one is provide a link to your updated and professional LinkedIn profile. Now, this is something very different. Not many people do this. What you can do is that if you are mailing your resume, now since now we are in of course there are many times when we submit a paper copy, sometimes we do submit a soft copy of our resume. So make it a point, if it is a soft copy, do this. If it is a soft copy, add your LinkedIn profile details. Yes, probably the link to your LinkedIn detail, to your LinkedIn profile, so that it is just clickable and the person can directly jump to your LinkedIn profile. Next is blog. So if there is some candidate who writes blogs, who maintains blogs, so that could be, and of course, industry related, not poetic ones. Poetic ones are also okay, but of course, if it is, suppose if you are looking for a marketing job and you maintain a blog which focuses on the latest marketing trends, and you also write up something on your own, or you maintain some news articles on your blog, something or the other. So if you are maintaining a blog, mention it in your resume. Add details of any social volunteering work, any community service that you have done. I'm sure a lot of students from our college have definitely done a lot of voluntary work in orphanages, uh, old age homes, during the pandemic or during the floods, or anything that you have done, some don't drink and drive, so cleanliness drives. So you've been a part of so many activities. Mention that. Yes. Add details of professional development courses. Again, you are very lucky that you have gone through your skill courses. You are having the backing of the certificates of skill courses. So you need to give those details in your resume without fail. Besides the skill courses, if you have on your own, if you have done any other career development programs and you have received certificates, or you have received some training, yes, you could add up those certificates also. Ma'am, the next one. Now, this needs to be discussed. A good covering letter. Now, most of you have not heard of a covering letter or are not used to writing a covering letter. Now, covering letter, I'll give you a small, you know, see through what is a covering letter. It includes your introduction. Yes, so the first para could be your introduction. The second para could be the reason why you admire the company. Now, again, like I said, customization. You need to remember customization. So again, if you are probably going to a Tata group of companies, you must have read about the company. So you really admire the work ethics and the way the company respects the employees, like we have just read recently. So you could add up why you admire the organization. The third part, the third para of your covering letter would include what would be your contribution to the company personally and professionally. So what would you be doing for the company? Why would you be the correct person for the job? Yes. So आप में ऐसा क्या है जो job description के साथ match होता है? Yes, so you could say that, this is what I would be contributing to your organization, and and I'm coming with really good expectations of having a healthy relationship, a working relationship in the organization, and I would be ready to work to the best of my abilities and things like that. So you need to add up convincing words. So your third paragraph needs to convince the person that you are the correct person for the job. Now, what happens is when you're emailing the resume, email में आप subject line लिखते हो, ठीक है? And then, of course, you cannot just write, hello, yes, attachment is my resume. You cannot write like that. So while you are writing the content of the email, write a good covering letter in the email. You're aware, right? There is the attachment. So you can attach your resume, and in the email, you can write up this. And if it is a hard copy, like if you are submitting it in a printed format in some organization, the first page could be the covering letter, and stapled next to it could be your actual resume. So, resume is an attachment to a covering letter. Yes, are we understanding this, girl?
Yes.
Um, I would definitely take up questions, so don't worry at all. If at all you have any questions, we could take it up at the end of the session, no problem. Yes, you need to remember that you need to analyze yourself first. Again, very recently you had a session on self analysis. So you need to know yourself first, and then only you can present yourself in a very beautiful manner to the employer. Now, research about the organization. Again, in one of the sessions, it was discussed that you need to know where you are applying. Yes, you need to know more about the organization. Ma'am, the next one, please. Social media resume. We are in a world which connects itself really fast through social media. LinkedIn being the most famous professional social media uh, thing that most of the employers look at your profile on LinkedIn. Yes. So you need to maintain a proper, decent profile on LinkedIn. It should include a professional looking passport size photograph. It cannot be a selfie. However beautiful you look in the selfie, you cannot upload your selfie on LinkedIn. Make sure that your basic details are open to public on Facebook. So by social media, I don't just mean LinkedIn, I also mean your Facebook profile. Of course, you could take a little care and you could delete your embarrassing pictures or posts that you have shared so that it doesn't look really awkward when the person is going through your social media. Yes. Now, it does not mean you need to keep your Instagram open for public. That is, of course, not needed. But the least that you could do is maintain a very updated profile of yourself on LinkedIn. Ma'am, the next one, please. Ma'am, did we miss one? Uh, Give me a second. Ma'am, this slide isn't showing.
Just a minute, this let me.
I could probably continue with whatever were the contents over here. I have it with me, so we could just. I would be talking, so you need to listen. It's not a problem that it's not there on the screen, so just listen to what I'm saying. There is a thing called as ATS. Yes, ATS. It is called as Applicant Tracking Software. Now, what happens is more often when you are submitting your resume online. So many websites have software, all right? So you just need to submit your resume there. Yes. Now that is done. Now, what is the work of this software? This software is a resume database that helps the hiring process and reviews the resumes. So it is automated. The software will actually segregate the resumes. It would be a selection process. Yes, it would be a sort of a selection process where your resume is being selected by an actual software. So आपका resume कोई human नहीं read कर रहा है, वो software ही आपका resume go through कर रहा है, and it is just you know, just seeing whether your resume fits the criteria that is given in the job description. Yes, have you heard of it?
Disha, just give me a moment. Just give me a minute.
Yes, yes, no problem. Yes, girls, have you heard of ATS?
No,
No,
ma'am, not.
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So this is something, yes, yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. Applicant tracking system, like I already said. Now, the software would give, yeah, the software gives scores or rating to your resume. Yes. And since it is a software, it is better to keep things simple. मतलब आपको अपना रेज्यूमे बहुत सिंपल रखना है, बिकॉज एटीएस जो सॉफ्टवेयर है वो कॉम्प्लिकेटेड चीजों को रीड नहीं कर सकता. तो अगर आपने बहुत फैंसी फॉन्ट यूज की है या बहुत कलरफुल फॉन्ट यूज की है, there is a probability that that software will not be able to read your resume at all. Yes. Then again, there are certain softwares, ATS softwares, that do not accept PDF. So it is better that you make and submit your resume in a Word document format. You should avoid images, a lot of tables, designer fonts, because these will not be scanned by the software. You also need to avoid numbering the pages. You have to use black font. So all of this I have already covered. You have to keep it very simple, very systematic, very organized, and you have to keep it very formal, to the point. Yes. Ma'am, the next one. Mistakes to be avoided. Yes, we need to learn a lot from this. The first one is you don't have to mention your religion, your marital status. There is no need. I don't think any employer is actually interested in all of this. The next is do not give out false information. You cannot lie in your resume. It is very important. People tend to write things that they are not qualified for, that they don't have the skills that they don't possess. The smallest example is hobby. If you mention reading as your hobby, and if the person asks you that, okay, tell me your favorite author or tell me about your favorite book, and what if you're tongue tied? What if you don't have an answer? So do not mention things that do not represent you. A resume has to be your representation. So keep it honest. Now, next thing is while mailing your resume to various employers, you need to compose a separate mail. You cannot use one mail for multiple people. अच्छा, आपके पास लिस्ट आ गया है, ठीक है, 4 ईमेल आईडीज है कि यहाँ पे जॉब पोजीशन ओपन है एंड यू हैव टू सबमिट योर रेज्यूमे. सो व्हाट डू? यू ओनली कंपोज वन मेल एंड ए बी सी रेसिपिएंट्स आप ऐड करते जा रहे हो. That doesn't work. It is an extremely bad impression. So if you have a list of various mail IDs, you must compose a separate mail for each application. Yes. No merging recipients. Of course, do not forward it. तो ऐसे नहीं कि एक मेल कंपोज किया और फिर उसी को ही फॉरवर्ड किया कोई नए मेल आईडी पे. Don't do that. Put little efforts. Write, I mean, compose it again and again if need be. I remember during the articleship, I think I had a list of some like 15 companies, and I literally had to compose it for 15 times. Yes, so make those efforts. So wherever you are applying, if you have a lot of places where you need to apply, you need to compose the mail separately. Yes. I think we are sort of done. It was a very short and a rather quiet session, I would say. But I would now like to welcome questions. In fact, think about the questions, but I have seen few resumes in this very year itself from my students, and I have come up with few common mistakes, and that this is what helped me to write this. I have mostly covered up all your mistakes, your alignments, your font, your the details that need to be incorporated. Now, some may have this thing. There were some students who took help of a ready-made template or a mobile phone application or some websites that help you to build resume. Now, please understand that they are simply helping you. You cannot make your resume completely as per that template. You need to format it in a way which is customized as per your own preferences and your own choices. Yes. So I would recommend that don't just blindly take up any ready made template, and don't just blindly prepare your resume with the help of any sort of application or website. Take help of them, not an issue. But at the end of the day, you have the template. But suppose you end up making spelling errors. टेम्पलेट की क्या गलती? टेम्पलेट तो बराबर ही था, बट स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक्स तो आपने किया ना. So you have to make sure that you pay attention to every small detail. जैसे मैंने जो बोला था that your grammatical errors, your spelling errors, all of this needs to be completely taken care of. You cannot just blindly, and yeah, a lot of these ready-made templates have colorful fonts. Avoid that. You may probably navy dark blue is still okay, but avoid. Of course, red has to be a complete no. You need to be very formal while writing your resume. And photograph. Now, some people may add up a photograph at the top of the page, top right of the page, but then again, a professional looking photograph. If you're not comfortable uh, in adding your photograph, no need to attach your photograph. It is absolutely all right. It is just a trend. जैसे हर चीज का ट्रेंड होता है, तो आजकल ट्रेंड में क्या चल रहा है कि अपना फोटोग्राफ वहां पे रेज्यूमे में अटैच करो. मतलब you just add up your photograph over there, but it is not needed. If you're not comfortable, no need to add your photograph. Yes. I would now like to welcome questions. Yes. Any point that you think the alignment, the font, ATS.
Ma'am, I just wanted to I want you to repeat about cover letter. I mean, when to use it. As till now we haven't used cover letter.
All right, all right. So cover letter, yes, in the chat box also I can see a question about the cover letter. Yes, yes, the covering letter. Now basically, it's like you are introducing yourself in a letter format. Of course, the resume is a representation of you, but something that you cannot cover in the resume, and you feel that you can use these words in the cover letter, you can do so. I'll give you my example. I sought out a job in the college as a lecturer. Yes. So my cover letter, in the first paragraph, while introducing myself, I added a very sentimental, sort of emotional sentence that said, I understand that uh, this is a very competitive job and it requires a lot of responsibility and patience. So you have to be patient when you're handling students. You have to have responsibility towards what they have understood and what are their problems, and so on and so forth. So I added up that one sentence. I couldn't have used that sentence because resume is crisp data. It is just data which is bifurcated. Yes, that educational qualification, date of the qualification, and how much percentage that did I get. All that is just my data. But if I have to add a personal touch, if I have to mention something that connects and resonates with the reader, I need to add it in the covering letter. So, probably even if you mail your resume, and while you're mailing, like I said, there is space where you can type few things. Hi, attachment resume. No, you cannot do that. Or hello, this is my resume. I'm attaching the resume. No. Write a small letter. That is the covering letter. You could do it in the physical format also. So, like in the pre-pandemic era, that's what I'd like to call it. We did have physical submissions of the resume. Yes, so at that time also, people would make use of a covering letter. Next, like I said, in the second paragraph, you need to mention that this is an esteemed organization, and I would consider myself to be very lucky if I get to be associated with this organization. The thing that I admire the most about the organization is how it values its employees and how the management is employee friendly or something of that, so something good, or how the organization follows work ethics, and how it gives value to the customer, so anything, the clients or whatever. So whatever you appreciate about the organization has to be in the second para. And lastly, what would be your contribution, that you would be contributing something, you would be a value addition, you would be an asset and not a liability for the organization. That needs to be covered in the third paragraph. So this has to be the convincing paragraph. यहाँ पे आपको सामने वाले को convince करना है कि आप perfect हो इस job के लिए, in the form of sentences. Yes. So you need to say that I am sure that I will be able to live up to your expectations, and I would be looking forward to associate myself with the organization and add to its values and its working and things like that. And of course, to write so much about the organization, you need to first research about the organization. That is why I added this point, that while writing a covering letter, you need to know yourself first. Need to know more about the organization also. Yes, so it is that one small emotional touch that you can add in your resume. So resume is just pointers. Yes, bullet points. Yes, or tables, the tabular format, the proper structure. It is a very technical summarization of your data, of what represents you. But a covering letter is a little bit of your personal touch that you give it to your submission when you're submitting your resume. Yes. I hope I have cleared your doubt, Priya.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, ma'am, basically it is like this plain paper, like a letter, and just we have to attach it with the resume.
Yes, the front. The first
Oh,
page is your covering letter and the attachment is your resume. So similarly, if it is in the soft copy, then of course, while you are composing the mail, you do have a space where you can type few things. Like usually we just type a hi and attached below whatever, but you cannot do that, right? It is a very formal this thing. So write small. It does not need to be a long, it's not a informal letter, it is a very formal sort of letter, and it's just to add something different. Not many people know this, not many people do this. So this would help you to stand out.
Ma'am,
Yes,
that means we have to add a cover letter with the resume also.
yes, you could, you should. The first thing is the covering letter, and the next is your resume.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other questions, girls? And always remember the customization part, the updated resume part. Many students forget this. They forget to update their resume. अगर आपने है, read it again. Do not use an old resume. Do not do that mistake. Always read. Even, in fact, I'm saying that even 2 days before, if you've made your resume and this is a new organization, 2 दिन बाद आप कोई और कंपनी में अगर कर रहे हो, customize it, make some changes. Like I said, ये changes कैसे मिलेंगे? अगर job description आपके पास है, तो you can make use of the job description. Or if you know something about the company that you can add up the skills that are required, or you've read up something on the website and you need to use those words. Like I said, use the words that they have used in the website and in the aims and the objectives or the motto or whatever. The website has a lot of details. So if it's in case, now this would happen in a very big organization, so I'm hoping all of you are looking at really good organizations. So why not? Again, the ATS software, you will not probably find it in the smaller organizations. But of course, if it is a very big organization and you have to submit your resume online, your resume will for sure go through this software, because the bigger the company, the lesser time they have to go through your resume. So they will filter out the bad resumes. The software will do the work for them. Yes, software will remove all the unneeded resumes, and only the best ones will go to the actual person. The actual HR person is going to read it. And how many seconds? The 6 second rule. The person will probably just glance at your resume for 6 seconds, and if he thinks that okay, this point is good, this is good. No lying. You cannot lie in your resume. The format needs to be structured, aligned properly. The font needs to be readable, black font. 10 to 12 should be the ideal font size. अच्छा, resume कितना लंबा होना चाहिए? 1 से 1.5 साइड, मतलब that's it. I don't think 1.5 साइड से ज्यादा तो बहुत लंबा हो जाएगा. मतलब again, like I said, the trend is 1 page. Nowadays, the what is trending is just 1 page, short. Keep it short, simple, sweet. Yes, so if you're wondering how long your resume needs to be, again, don't blindly take up the templates that are available online. They may be good, but you need to, at the end, uh, customize it. Ma'am, we are completed with, oh, I just missed it. I am so sorry. There is a question in the chat box.
Priyanka, I think that question only I can answer, not Disha ma'am. And you were calling me prior, so I will get back to you. And whatever companies you all have given interviews, not worry at all. You will get a list. I will be receiving a list of selected candidates. I will definitely put it in your group. As you can see, until now, the entire program has gone really smoothly. I have informed you timely all the things that are required. So you will also get the result. Do not worry at all. And specifically mentioning this for students who are facing problem to contact Tata AIA, I will talk to the sir, the concerned person, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. Okay. And I hope you all really enjoyed Disha ma'am's session and all the
Yes,
other
ma'am.
sessions which were a part of Career Horizon. And I really hope that you'll use everything that we have told you or tried to teach you in your life that you're going to have post college, not only at the college level, but after college as well. So, kindly for your uh, to make it more easier for you and for your reference, we have also posted all these videos on YouTube. So if you want, you can go back and watch them over and over again. If you also know this already, I need not tell you. You can always contact us if you're getting stuck somewhere, or you are not able to, even though you're seeing the video but you're not able to interpret things. You are always welcome, so always remember that. And thank you so much for being such a patient and amazing audience. Thank you for being so interactive. And thank you for being the best students. I think here
I
we would, yes, Disha, you're saying
Yes,
something.
yes. Even I would like to thank all of you, in spite of being a holiday. All of you have. I hope whatever we've come up with, the topics were chosen very carefully, each topic, and I think each teacher has put in a lot of effort into it and a lot of love also. So we just hope we could contribute to your success in our small way, in our small manner. And we wish you good luck for your future endeavors, and we wish that you touch the skies and fly freely. Yes, all the best, girls. Make us proud.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so
ma'am.
much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
Thank
you.
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
You can now we'll end the session over here. Aarti, kindly end this session.